What if the key to understanding everything, life, the universe, and even yourself, was hidden in the concept of infinity? Far from being an abstract number, infinity is the secret structure of reality, shaping the very fabric of existence. It's not an abstraction or a distant horizon, it's embedded in everything around us, bridging the finite and the infinite, the measurable and the immeasurable, the seen and the unseen. Picture the universe as a vast, interconnected web where every point reflects the whole. This is not just poetic imagery, it's mathematical truth. It's like how each part of a fractal, like the intricate spirals of a Romanesco broccoli, mirrors the whole, endlessly repeating, showing us that infinity is woven into the finite world we inhabit. In this exploration, we'll look at 5 aspects of infinity: its role in mathematics and then science, its relationship with its twin zero, its presence in mythology and art, and practical implications. First, in mathematics, infinity is both a revelation and a challenge. It appears in the endless sequence of numbers, the unbounded nature of space, and the infinitesimal changes that calculus uses to describe motion and growth. Leibniz, one of the creators of calculus, saw infinity not as an abstraction, but as a tool to understand the universe's dynamic nature. Through infinitesimals, quantities so small they approach zero without ever reaching it, he bridged the finite and the infinite. This insight reveals how the smallest changes ripple through the vastness of existence, much like how a single drop of water can create waves across an entire ocean. Unfortunately, modern science and mathematics often avoid directly confronting infinity. It's treated as a boundary to approach but never cross. Limits are used to sidestep it, reducing infinity to a process rather than a reality. In physics, infinities are seen as failures, singularities that equations can't handle. But this avoidance isn't just practical, it's a refusal to confront the boundless, immeasurable nature of existence itself. Not all science shies away from infinity, of course. In cosmology, black holes and the Big Bang are deeply tied to infinite concepts. Quantum mechanics, too, hints at the infinite complexity of reality. These fields show us that infinity is not something to fear, but something to explore, a frontier that challenges us to expand our understanding. Next, let's talk about infinity's twin, zero. As Charles Cipher wrote, zero is powerful because it is infinity's twin. They are equal and opposite, yin and yang. They are equally paradoxical and troubling. Therefore, together, zero and infinity form the foundation of the universe's most profound mysteries, from the void to the infinite. Zero being the void, the nothingness from which all things emerge, while infinity represents the inexhaustible potential of existence. Infinity is not only a mathematical truth, but also a concept that has inspired myths and stories across cultures, reflecting its universal significance. In Norse mythology, the Midgard serpent biting its own tail symbolizes the eternal cycle of creation and destruction. This Ouroboros is a perfect metaphor for infinity, where every end is also a beginning. Similarly, Ginnungagap, the primordial void from which all existence emerged, represents infinite potential. This void is not empty, but brimming with possibilities, much like the mathematical void that underpins reality. Even Ragnarok, the Norse apocalypse, is not an end, but a transformation, a doorway to something new. This cyclical nature of empires rising and falling shows us that what seems like an end is merely a new beginning. It's the intimate symmetry, the balance that holds everything together. Artists, too, have captured infinity in their work, from the tessellations of M.C. Escher to Viking-inspired designs. Patterns that repeat endlessly draw us into the limitless nature of existence. These visual representations make infinity both accessible and awe-inspiring, reminding us that the infinite is not beyond our reach, it's all around us. Finally, let's talk about the practical implications of infinity which is not just a philosophical or mathematical concept. Infinity teaches us, for example, that everything is interconnected, that small actions can have vast consequences, and that endings are not final. For example, in technology, fractal algorithms are used to compress images and model natural phenomena. In personal growth, the idea of infinite potential inspires us to see challenges not as barriers, but as opportunities for transformation. Infinity also challenges us to think beyond the limits of our current understanding. It invites us to embrace uncertainty, to sail into the unknown, and to see the infinite possibilities that lie ahead. So, my friends, as we reflect on the practical and philosophical implications of infinity, we are reminded of its expansive nature, much like the open sea, where the merging of the sea and sky on the horizon seem to go on forever. Infinity reminds us of that potential within ourselves and the universe. Infinity is not just a number or concept. It's the foundation of reality itself. It's the endless cycle of creation and transformation, the unbroken continuity that connects all things. And it's time we stop running from it. Let's get our ships ready and set off toward the horizon, toward infinity.